Hey guys, welcome back to the Ron Williams YouTube channel. Listen, we had a question from Larry Estridge. I hope that's how you pronounce your name, man. But you asked a really good question. And that question was, how do you finally get off of the train of yo-yo dieting? Gaining weight and losing weight. What is the key factor to that? Well, you always hear me say that when it comes to your fitness and getting your body in shape, that it's 20% exercise, 80% nutrition, but 100% mindset. Now, I just want to explain it like this. There are three elements that are involved, right? There's the mindset, there's the exercise, and there's the nutrition. When it comes to making concrete, there are three things involved. You have to have the water, you have to have the cement, and you have to have the gravel or the sand. These three elements individually cannot do what they can do combined. You need all three of them together to solidify to be able to fulfill what you want to accomplish. It's the same way with mindset, with nutrition and exercise. And with that being said, it's mainly the mindset. And you have got to do this one thing, which is very important. I want to show it to you. And that's this. When we look at this line, and this line represents above and beneath. That's important in what I'm about to demonstrate. Okay, so beneath you have all of these, what we call roots. And above, you have the flower, or you could say this is the flower, or you could say this is the problem. Let's look at it as a dandelion. Most of us don't like dandelions in our front yards, right? So you can go along and you can cut down the flower or the dandelion, but as long as the roots are there, guess what? Before long, and you got this back again. But I guarantee you that if you go down deep and you get rid of this, this will eventually go away forever. It will die and never come back. Why? Because you dealt with the root of the problem. That's where the mindset portion comes in. There are more than 75 reasons why we put on extra body fat. And unless we get to the core or the foundation or the source of what's creating the extra body fat, it's going to continue to come back. So I normally take my clients through a procedure to find out what the root cause is for the extra body fat. And we start from there. Immediately we start working out, changing the nutrition plan. Number one, we don't just jump right in and cut their calories. That may be part of the problem. If their body is creating extra body fat because of the excess stress, guess what happens when you put workload on your body and you cut your calories? Ding, stress. It's more stress to the body. So when I finish with that client, I've done them more harm than service because they're going to put on more weight than they lost. So my job is to find out which one of the 75 reasons belong to them. They may have 5, they may have 6. And that may fall under the category of physical, spiritual, emotional, even financial. It could be intellectual. It could be just not having the right knowledge. It could be any of many reasons of why they're carrying the body fat. I used to look at people that were overweight and obese and think, man, push the plate away, you'll lose weight. All you gotta do is start exercising. Get off that couch and go exercise. But come to find out, through the years, I've worked with some of the biggest people and I've worked with some of the fittest people. And the people that are the biggest, in many cases, have more discipline. They just have poor metabolism. They've got endocrine problems. They've got emotional problems. They've got problems with stress. They've got childhood problems that continue a release of cortisol that if those issues are not dealt with, they will continue to put on this excess body fat, and your body can actually become a fat-producing machine if you don't understand it. Some of you that are really, really fit, you would look at a person that's overweight and say, you know what, no excuses. Just get off your backside and go work out and go do this, go do that. But it's deeper than that. It's more to it than that. So if you're carrying the extra body fat and you're working out extremely hard and you're not losing the weight, we've got to go deeper and we've got to find out why. Because your body works the same. I'm going to show you something really quick. Okay, we're going to put this right here, and this represents the adrenal glands. So this is the adrenal glands. You're going to put a circle right here. This represents the muscle. So we've got the muscle and we've got the adrenal glands. And then we're going to put a circle right here, and this represents your pancreas. And then we're going to put a circle here. Guess what that represents? This represents the liver. And another circle here which represents the fat cell. Now let me explain this to you. Now the adrenal glands, they respond to stress. And when you are stressed, the adrenal glands release a hormone called cortisol. Now cortisol is a muscle wasting, fat storing, energy producing hormone. So what it does is the adrenal glands release the cortisol. The cortisol attacks muscle tissue and creates glycogen or sugar. And what it does is spikes the blood glucose level, and the pancreas releases insulin to bring the glucose level down. The extra molecules are converted to triglycerides, and the triglycerides are pumped through the liver into the fat cell, creating extra body fat. So what does that mean to you and me? It means that all stress affects the adrenal glands like this. It means underlying stress as well as stress that's in your day-to-day life. If you have stress at work, you'll release cortisol. If you have a stress from your childhood, it will release cortisol day after day. Then it'll release cortisol week after week, month after month, year after year, until whatever is causing that release is dealt with. So, every single year you're going to release a certain amount of cortisol that's going to create a certain amount of excess body fat that your diet and your exercise constantly has to fight against. So we've got to go back and find out what's causing the release of cortisol, deal with this, and it goes away. Fat has to have permission to leave. How do you give fat permission to leave? You say, I'm going to go on a nutrition plan. Gives fat permission to leave, a certain amount of it. How do I get fat to leave? I start exercising. I'm giving a certain amount of that body fat permission to leave. But there's a certain amount of the body fat that won't leave if I have underlying issues. I've got to deal with the underlying issues. So I want to tell you something, young man. If you've got some of these underlying issues from younger years or previous happenings in your life or circumstances, those things have to be dealt with. You deal with those things, get them out of your life, and you actually give that fat permission to leave. If it doesn't go by you inviting it, then you have to go a little bit deeper and evict it. And you evict it by finding out what it is and saying, I refuse to have you in my body. Boom, you gotta go. I hope you like this YouTube video today. I hope it helps you if you're holding on to weight and it's emotional weight. I'm telling you, it's very, very real. I've dealt with thousands of people that are facing this, and they're able to get rid of the body fat, guys. So you too can have the body you want by dealing with the cortisol and giving it permission to leave. No more yo. God bless you till next time.